With 23 years experience in coaching Division I hockey, Blaise McDonald recently finished his 7th year as UMass Lowell's head coach, which preceded 5 years at Niagara University and 6 years as an assistant coach and associate head coach at Boston University, where he helped the Terriers to the 1994-95 NCAA National Championship, as well as 5 appearances in the Frozen Four. Discussing his Division I perspective, please welcome UMass Lowell head ice hockey coach Blaise McDonald.
First time somebody's had to lower this from you, Ted. Yeah, I have to speak after halftime. Everybody's leaving. Hey, where you guys going? Colleen, get back in here. I'm glad Jimmy Minor didn't leave. That would be really bad. Who here? Anybody from Billerica? Anybody? Raise your hands. Okay, so I can use big words. That's good. How about Westford? Nice. I'll talk slow. I live in Westford now, so that's okay. So I just brought a few props. I got to tell you, as Ted had mentioned, I've coached for 23 years and had the opportunity to coach at Princeton and Dartmouth. I brought Thesaurus with me when I coached there, so I understood the words. I went to Austin Prep, but it wasn't, just kind of a make-believe prep school. And so I've worked, for a long time in Division I athletics. And what Ted really deserves a lot of credit for, the information that you have here, just in this booklet, is just amazing. Like, this is great stuff. You'll be way ahead of the game. In all the years I've been coaching, a lot of kids, a lot of parents come very much in, not informed very well about what they need to do. Now, it's a lot of stuff that we're talking about, but you have a lot of good resources here. So Ted, let's give Ted a big round of applause for his efforts. That's for telling everyone to go away when I was talking. Let's see. I want to talk about my favorite color of schools. No, we'll have that. This is Division I. As I mentioned, my background, I coached in the Ivy Leagues, which is, there's no scholarships in the Ivy Leagues. It's all financial aid. And then I coached at some mostly all Division I where it was scholarships. So there's some differences in that. A lot of times people think, hey, and I just heard it at one of my son's baseball games in Westford, so-and-so is going to Princeton on a full scholarship. My wife told me, I said, unless they're a Rhodes Scholar and they got some sort of academic scholarship, it just doesn't happen, And it's FAF based on, it's your financial aid form based on exactly what you make. But in college, I can speak to college hockey in particular. You looked at those statistics that Joan put up there, and it's really amazing. It hits you right in the face. When you look at, basketball, all the kids that play basketball, men's basketball, that actually make the NCAA Division I, II, or III, and then think how many make it to Division I. So it's very, very difficult. And the same can be said for hockey, although hockey, 11% of those that played made it to Division I, so that was pretty good. But I think Division I athletics in general, 95% of it is what we see in the BCS Bowls and the Final Four and that sort of stuff. It's not really like that. I mean, that's probably 3 to 5% max. It's not all about the money. It's not all about OJ money and $35,000 or Reggie Bush. It's not about the bling. It's not about the cars and all that sort of stuff, although it is a lot about the gears. And I'll tell you, the recruiting process, as a parent, I have 4 children. This point where they potentially have a great opportunity to get an education and participate in college athletics. That's very, very important. That'll give you a good feel, and oftentimes kids we maybe weren't recruiting have come to visit us from Ontario or Burlington, Vermont, and geez, we really got engaged and liked the personality, liked the family, so we pay attention a little bit more. But I strongly recommend you do that, and as we talked about, be prepared for that meeting. Make sure you're looking eye to eye. Make sure you dress neatly, you do a nice job there, and make sure you ask questions. Oftentimes, I don't ask enough questions, so I went out, and get your pens out for this one. I bought the book of questions right here. You in the front row, can you see that? That is the book of questions right there. And Chris will tell you, I often ask recruits questions like this, too, to see how they think on their feet. But all the years, so Johnny, what do you want to be? What's your major? What do you want to study? I don't know. and the parents like, oh my God, I've sent you to Belmont Hill for 4 years. You got to know what you want to study. You know, we don't do that in college. We don't train you for a job. If you want to be trained for a job, you go to ITT Tech, okay? If you come to college, you're trained to be a provocative thinker, ask critical questions, you know, be able to have a hypothesis and support and so on and so forth. So don't feel bad that you don't really know what you want to do. But, you know, have an idea. Have some questions that you want to ask the coaches for sure. We already talked about the size of the school, the location, the academic offerings. Look at the leagues. You know, what Division I league do you want to play in? Look at the rosters. What are they losing? What are they bringing in? Where do they like to recruit? Do a majority of their recruiting? And other than that, Ted, I don't think. How am I doing for time here? I don't think I have a lot more to say. I think I'm okay. Okay, and I like that. I think it was Joan, if I forget when it was I haven't had my Dunkin' Donuts coffee yet, but life is understood backwards, but we must live it forwards. That's a good quote. You might want to write that one down too. I just made it up. So that's a good one to remember too, especially you young kids. You know, you gotta, we've already lived it for you a little bit. You know, we tell our players, hey, you might be like Alex Trebek, you got all the answers, you know, but you're only 19, 20 years old. I'm 44, and you've never been 44. I've been 20, so you've got to give us that a little bit. You know, this is terrific that you're here. I know it's been a lot of information, but that booklet you have, what these people have put together, and the information you get is just outstanding. Take advantage of it, and make sure you share it with other people. Thank you.